that you never really know someone until you live with them. I've come to learn in life that humans, to be somewhat peaceful towards each other, they need a certain amount of space. Um, and when you put people on top of each other in close proximity, it tends to lead to more conflict. And for me, one of the things I never want to do is live with someone else. And I'm not just talking romantically, I'm talking about whether it's a roommate, whether it would be like a shared Airbnb. Now, of course, if you're destitute and you don't have the money and it's your only option to live with someone else, whether family or, again, like renting a room, then you do what you have to do. Because I do believe you can make it work. Like if you stay out of the house all day and you just come in, use it as like a place to sleep, and then you wake up early, you get out of there. But I'd rather live in my car, I'd rather live in an RV, I'd rather live at a campground than be under someone else's roof. I have seen the stress added to people's life based on who is under their roof, who they live with. I was talking to someone today, and I spoke to them a week ago. And the stress on their face today was almost double than it was just a couple days ago. Why? Because they have someone else living with them. When you don't have time to unwind in your own space and pick your ass or eat your food how you want to eat it, do whatever. There's something that builds up. It's called resentment. It's called anger. It's called frustration. And then what happens is this vicious cycle of abuse, emotional, whatever, not just physical. You get upset, you holler at them, you feel guilty, you apologize. Then the resentment builds up and then the cycle continues. You get angry again, you holler. This is the cycle of abuse. And it happens because you live with others. You go back to others. You don't change your number, you don't get your own place, you don't move on with your life. Every time you go back, you repeat a cycle. Very hard for humans to break cycles, break patterns. Because humans are creatures of habit and change is painful. Nothing more painful than living with someone else. But, it's a decision that you make in life, okay? One of your first really adult decisions. You figure out, are you willing, okay, to be scared, frustrated, and have to do a lot of adulting? Because living on your own, whether you're, renting an apartment, you own a place, or you live in your car, living on your own, guys, it's the buck stops with you. Okay. But to me, it's like pick your poison. Okay. I'd rather the buck stop with me than listen to someone else. I'd rather overpay for a house than share an apartment with others. Until the day I die, I never want to live with other people. Again, look, if I have no choice, I have no choice. But if I have a choice, I do everything in my power to keep a level of independence, to keep a level of space between me and others. It's said that your home is your sanctuary. And 4 years on the road, I could see that that's a fair statement. But I've seen people with nice houses. Their home is not a sanctuary because of the people that live in it, the conflict, And you can have a lot of square footage, but not a lot of peace. Stress is such a killer, You talk about unhealthy food. You talk about getting very upset about politics. Cigarettes, alcohol, drugs. Stress, very underrated. Stress really takes a toll on your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health. How do you deal with stress? Well, you could work out, you could eat well, you should do all those things. But when you have to go home, your place of rest, and be in a house with someone else that you don't want to be, I don't know how you can't get rid of it totally. You got to deal with it. It's a very tough thing. I used to, years ago, I used to call my mom. I moved out at the age of like 22. And for years, I still lived in close proximity to my mom. So I would call my mom and say, Mom, where are you? I'll come by. She goes, well, I'm in a parking lot. I said, what are you doing in a parking lot? She goes, I just needed some peace. Sometimes people leave their house to get away from others. I remember I worked with a guy. We had got done with a long shift. And I said, what are you going to do, man? You going to go home and relax? He said, go home. He says, no, I'm going to go grab something to eat, man, and relax in a parking lot. I find that interesting. Sometimes people from third world countries, they watch me. And they find it interesting that Americans and others in first world countries, they don't live with their parents. They don't stay huddled up. And what they don't realize is we have Social Security, we have stimulus, okay, we have DoorDash. In a third world country, guys, you make babies and everyone lives together forever. There's not that many opportunities. That's why it's third world. There's not that many social programs. That's why it's third world. Big difference. America learned in the 1930s when we went through the Great Depression that if government doesn't create jobs, okay, that if government doesn't create Social Security, that's when it happened after the Great Depression, we would have mass destitute. And then the rich people can't enjoy their life. The poor people can't enjoy. Everyone's mad at each other. And what they decided was, hey, we could print money. We can build infrastructure. Most of the state parks in America that RVers like to go to, they were built by government projects after the Great Depression to create jobs. Okay. And where we're at is, I don't know, I just saw the news flash that if it passes, we don't know. Biden takes office next week. He's talking about giving the one-time check of $1,400 to bring you up to the $2,000 that even Donald Trump wanted to give you $2,000 supposedly. That there's going to be $400 a month, $400 a week extra federal unemployment plus your state unemployment. So many people, that's close to $1,000 a week. And that's going to go all the way through September. A freeze on all foreclosures. And minimum $15 an hour wage. And Florida already passed that, but it won't take effect till 2025. Coconuts, what's up, man? Hey, Sam. How do you self-motivate yourself on down days? Well, I had a down day today. Had a bad day today. It's a great question. I mitigate my risk. I remember to live to fight another day. I count all my blessings, my health, whether I'm in Florida, whatever it may be. I say to myself, I've been down before, and I'm not going to be able to fix it. I just have to ride it through. There's high tide and there's low tide. There's good and there's bad. There's sad and there's happy. All those things happen. I try to progressively not overreact and try to overcompensate like I did in the past, but we're still human. We fail. And I remember if I stay down, the world keeps kicking me. You always have an option to stay down, to stay depressed, to stay angry. And I'm not saying you're not going to cycle through those emotions. And I'm not going to say it's easy. And everyone has their own individual circumstance. But there's a certain point in your spirit, for most people, that you get to, you say, all right, what am I going to do? And you can just go and self-medicate, overeat, drink, smoke, get upset, cause hell. But all you're going to do is make your life worse. So if it's at nothing else than self-interest, how do you make your life better? It's just that, get up. Okay, try to do a healthy thing. Instead of eating another serving of food, go for a walk. Okay. Instead of trying to trade again and make a positive return that day, just take the L and, bare your teeth to the next day. When you're sad and you're lonely, remember the ocean. There's a high tide and there's a low tide. You cannot live a life in this world and not have good and bad days. And If you got nothing else to live for the $1,400 direct deposit, okay? Shit. Hey, guys, money is the reason we stopped the war in Afghanistan. We gave money to the tribemen. Money stops a lot of things. Now, money can't solve some things. You can have money and be unhappy, but it can solve a lot. So, but if you have money and you're still unhappy, you focus on self-care. Guys, I've given you the ultimate instruction guide of life. If I die today, my job is done. Why? Because when in doubt, self-care. Keep you busy the rest of your life. If you're unemployed or if you're a multi-billionaire, your job is self-care. It's easy to eat healthy, go for a walk, work out, get away from toxic relationships, masturbate once a day, do something creative, do something productive, brush your teeth, floss, laundry, clean, shave your head. Guys, you guys haven't even accomplished any of that yet. Never stops. The grass always grows. It can become burdensome and make you weary. There's a scripture that says, don't get weary in well-doing. There's another scripture that says, sometimes I wish I was dead, but for your sake, I'm alive. But I got a super chat, so I feel alive. Damn it. Let me go. I got to pull up my laptop because I can't. Oh, it's Child of the Sea. $5 super chat, 2021. And everyone wanting to change their lives already back to self-medicating. Stay productive. Oh my Elon Musk. May the blessings of Biden come upon you. $100 super chat with 3 digits. But yes, yes, says the Lord. Yes, coconuts. Would 3 digits make a down day positive for the win? Well, I'll tell you this. I'll say thank you. Okay. When you don't know what the hell to say, okay, and you want to say something funny, you shut the fuck up and say thank you. Because if you're not, she's going to pull her panties up. You ain't getting any ass, and you're going to be very upset. So thank you. Okay, thank you. I'd keep my mouth shut. Thank you. Thank you, Child of the Sea and coconuts. May Elon Musk send you the special Model XXX. Okay, XXX. So what I can tell you is this, guys. Biden to the rescue. Okay. The $1,400 is coming for everyone. Okay, and look, coconuts and Child of the Sea, they just gave me a stimulus, and I'm very grateful. And that's why I got to have many hustles. When your stocks are down, maybe your super chats are up. Okay. When your job is tough, okay, maybe both side hustles at least make you know that you're not going to be destitute and living with someone else. 3 hustles. A main job and 2 side jobs. Always. You don't have to work them like my man Pluto was saying the other day. He was working 80 hours a week. You don't have to do that, but you got to just do them a little bit and be consistent so that, you know, you got a lot of, there's a scripture that says, you know, cast your seed, not physically, cast your seed, though, of investments amongst many things, because you never know which one will prosper and which one won't. And what I can tell you is this, guys, thank you very much. And may I say again, the thumbs down don't mean shit, because I just made more than 200,000 views. I had some asshole today, right before I went live. He said, who are you to give advice? You don't make 1,000 views per video. I'm giving a thumbs down because you delete my comment. I just made more than someone who will have 200,000 views. See, this is what happens, okay? When you show up and you're consistent and you block and you delete every comment you don't like. Why? It's your channel. Your channel, your rules. Your house, your rules. Okay? And what I can tell you is this, there's a psychopath playing with the thumbs down, but he can't even afford his electric bill. Not because he don't have talent, but because he's an asshole and refuses to work. Get your own channel. And what I can tell you is this, guys, forget your views. Forget your thumbs up, thumbs down. Just focus. Well, guys, just focus on your message. And if you get a tip, it's a blessing, guys. I just made more than Bob Wells. I just made more than Unstoppable Morgan. I just made more than Nomadic Fanatic pandering in Disneyland. Guys, I'm broadcasting live from a parking lot. Never forget it. So what I can tell you is this, guys. I refuse to live with someone else. Okay? I refuse to let nasty comments on my channel. I refuse to give a fuck if I get 1 million thumbs down. I refuse to care if my live feeds never get more than a couple hundred views. Why? Hey, guys, look, it's all about revenue. Okay? Not about what you want. Okay? So what I can tell you is this, guys. See, this is the mindset of when you live by yourself. Now, for some people, they don't live by themselves, so they want to be able to comment on your channel. And what I tell you is, look, the people in your house don't want to live with you, and I damn sure don't want to listen to you. Okay, so what I can tell you is, wait for Biden. Maybe Biden can help you out. Okay, talk to Biden, not me. Yeah, talk to the Federal Reserve, not me. Yeah, damn it, coconuts, damn it, child, see one fire night. I feel good. So, guys, a bad day can end up positive. Why? Show up to your second side hustle. Okay. And build it over time. And if you don't want to build it over time, hey, guys, talk to Biden. There's only so much I can do. Okay. So, let's take a hydration break, guys. Thank you very much, Coconuts, Child of Sea. We're on fire. You say, how can you be on fire with 49 people in a live chat, 11 thumbs up and 7 thumbs down? Because, guys, I just basically had 1 million views, okay? Like this, motherfucker. Yeah, Coconuts, drop that mic. Damn it, brother, you dropped a money bag. Secure the bag, brother. You dropped that money bag, man. God bless you. May Elon Musk bless you. May Biden bless you, okay? May Nancy Pelosi, okay, rim you, okay? And if you don't know what rimming means, look on porn. There's a lot of stuff on there. And let's take a hydration break before I get upset. Damn it. That's, guys, I don't know what the hell we're talking about now. Okay? But I think we were talking about coconuts. Bitcoin is going to 500K. Well, let's see what the price of Bitcoin is now. Because I know it went down to, it was at 40, then it went to like 33. Let's see what it's at now. Bitcoin price. Right now, it's back up almost 40,000. It's 39,500. You got Bitcoin, Coconuts? Coconuts, you still holding Tesla and you got Bitcoin? I forgot what Challenger the welder was saying. I know he sold Workhorse. I don't know. I forgot the other name of the stock. It was like BFT or something. Coconut says buy the dip. I hear you, man. I gotta say, I'm an in and out guy and I mitigate my risk with investments because I don't want to be suicidal. But for me, I just want to be consistent. I want to try to make this year a positive year in my side investments. If not, got my main job, got my side job. If I lose my main job, got 2 side jobs, pick up DoorDash, and you got the Biden plan. So, there's a lot of positive. Let's stay positive, Coconuts. I love Bitcoin and crypto. I had a lot of people, man, and I got to admit, I was wrong. I've had viewers for a couple years now, man, saying this Bitcoin shit's hot. And the crypto, I don't fuck with it. And I probably wouldn't recommend people do it now, but I've been wrong for 40,000 points. Okay, same thing with Tesla. So, hey, guys, you guys are winning. Okay, but I'm happy for you. I'm not a hater. I'm a congratulator. Okay, I like to see people do good. Why? Because, guys, I mean, for me, what does it bother me? If someone does good, don't bother me. So it's a positive in my opinion. So, Coconuts, brother, how much do you need to live an independent life? $3,000 a month. Okay. Now, if you're not netting, if you don't clear $3,000 a month, you can make it on $2,000. $1,000 a month, you ain't gonna do it. You're gonna have to live with someone else. If you make $1,500 a month or less, you're gonna have to live with someone else. Average rent in America is $1,200 a month. Maybe you can get a small studio apartment for $800, maybe shared room, maybe for $600-700. But I just tell you, look, get a cheap ass RV, get the 1,000 trails, pass, and camp around. Guys, if I really became like destitute, okay, then that'd be the backup plan. That's my exit strategy. If I'm not able to achieve some goals, and if I don't get a home base and things really got bad, I get a small little cheap ass trailer, travel trailer, put a tow hitch on this light ass little thing, and just 1,000 trails pass. Okay, the cheapest one. Whatever, $500 a year. Okay, that's less than $50 a month. Got all utilities included. Now, I wouldn't do it if I didn't have to. Why? Because all the campgrounds are not in the areas I like to be. But if I had to, that's my exit strategy. Now, it's not for everyone, but it's for me. Coconuts. Do you still go to the ocean every day? I do, but I have not been fully submersing. Why? Cold front. The high today was like 69, 70. And even though you could get in the water if you wanted to, I want to wait for about a week or so when it goes back up to the 80s. So I like the temperature to be in the 80s for me to fully submerge in the Atlantic Ocean, but I do go to the ocean every day, brother. Because if you're in Florida and you don't go to the ocean, what are you doing? You're living in Orlando. Now, if you got the 1,000 Trails camping pass, you're in Orlando because that's where the biggest The biggest campground for 1,000 trails in the entire United States, supposedly, like the nicest one, the mothership one, is in Orlando, and they just expanded it. And it's nice, but it's not by the ocean. So that's the negative. Hal, what's up, brother? Blessings, Hal. I just got a million views. I didn't get a million views, but I made the equivalent in revenue through one super chat through Coconuts and Child of Sea. Okay. I had a troll, Hal. He told me right before I went live, he wanted me to answer because he goes, you know, I know I go live right now, so maybe you answer. I ain't going to answer you, but I'll say it in the live feed because it gives me material. He said, oh, who are you to give advice? You know, he goes, you don't get at least 1,000 views per video. He goes, you block comments, you delete comments. And, you know, I said, well, bro, I can make just as much revenue with 50 viewers. Okay. And a thumbs up, thumbs down, guys. That's like, you know, that's nothing. That's a small part of the algorithm. So what I want to tell you in life, guys, you're going to have a friend that tells you, have this drink of alcohol. Be a man. They're going to tell you, put rims on your car. They're going to tell you do a lot of things. And what you tell them is, look, you don't pay my money. You don't pay, my rent, or you don't pay my gas. And even if you did, I don't live with you. So you don't run shit. Never forget it. You don't run my channel. Yeah. Yes. How? I get too grossed out living with random people. Me neither. And the Biden plan is everyone's getting $1,400 a month, $1,400 one-time check, $400 federal extra unemployment, $15 minimum wage. Guys, Biden for the win. Yeah. How? You already know what it is. Fuck them. Hey, guys. Like Martin said, put on a fuck 'em dress. And I put on the fuck 'em basketball shorts and the fuck 'em cut off every live feed, every video. I'm very grateful for all of you guys to come in. And don't count on Coconuts, guys. Coconuts is not the Federal Reserve. He's not Biden. However, if Bitcoin goes down, don't put too much pressure on Coconuts. Don't put too much pressure on Child C. Never expect. I'd be a bastard if I came in. Oh shit! Hold on. $5 super chat, super sticker. Hype it up. I'm up to 1.5 million views. Why? Because guys, I just made the equivalent revenue. Guys, I don't know what they're telling you on YouTube school. A lot of you guys went back to school, okay? And what I can tell you is don't go back to school. It's all about the bottom line, okay? And the bottom line is show up, have a message. If you don't get super chats, don't worry about it. Don't expect it. But you should evaluate your channel by not views, not thumbs up, straight revenue. $5 super chat. Damn it, brother. Thank you. Shout out to you. Shout out to Hal. Shout out to Child C. Shout out to everyone lurking in the background. ESP, everyone out there. What I can tell you is this, guys. I never want to live with someone. Never. I'd rather be a nomad. I'd rather live in a campground. And what I can tell you is people who are so stressed out, they're very stressed out. They basically are stressed because their living environment sucks. Okay. And your quality of life is determined by where you live and who you live with. Because look, guys, the blunt truth, the super chats are cherry on the top. If I got no super chats today, I would have had a bad day regardless. Overall, still a great day. I'm in Florida. I'm living below my means. I'm living on my terms. I got my health. And I don't have to go home and answer to anyone. That's a good day to me, even in a bad day. Now, Coconuts put a cherry on the top. Not gonna lie, and Chelsea and Hal. But what I want to tell you is, every day, whether I have a good or bad day, one of the things for me, this is not for everyone, this is for me. One of the things that helps me is knowing that I don't have to go home and hear someone else, or they don't have to hear me. Because what happens when you live with someone else, they're happy, you're sad. You're sad, they're happy. And you're never fully in sync. Now, when you're in sync, there's a cream pie. But then when you cream pie, then you got a kid, then your life's destroyed. Vasectomy and avocado toast for the win. Real men do not have children. Why? Why destroy your life? You want to be a plumber? Hell no. Even though plumbers make a lot of money. But if you're going to be a plumber, stay single. Why are you going to do a Roto-Rooter and then have to give your money to your family? Nah, I'll tell you, Roto-Rooter and then put that money right in your pocket. Yeah, they'll call me a plumber to pocket. I put my money right in my pocket, Hal. I was going to live with a friend in Jersey. But I felt that it would come back to me, oh yeah, in a negative way. I totally agree with that. I'd rather tighten my belt before I beg for help. I agree. Again, if you're destitute, you do what you got to do to survive. But don't live in a state of destitution, especially when there's DoorDash, Instacart, $15 minimum wage jobs. Guys, what I can tell you is I wish that you guys have it easy. I want to have it easy. I don't want people to struggle in life. I get no satisfaction out of that. Okay. But what I can tell you is I get no satisfaction out of living with someone else. None. Zero. You say, well, what about intimacy? What about sleeping with someone? Guys, that's when you're in your 20s. I did that. I was fortunate. And what I can tell you is, guys, when you're in your 30s and 40s, you're done with that. Okay. If you want to get laid, rent a hotel and, whatever, rendezvous. But be careful with the escorts, because my man, who was his name? From Kansas, our guy. Who was the guy who got caught with a gun charge? He went all crazy. I forgot. He predicted the coronavirus. Who's from Kansas? Damn it, I forgot his name. He was a viewer. I'll remember it. But he used to love getting escorts. And I used to tell him, be careful. Because that's how you get stuck up, and that's how, you're in the underworld. Okay. So, guys, they're making weed legal. Wait till they make prostitution legal. Coconuts. You can't put a dollar amount on wisdom. Well, thank you, brother. And you have a lot of it. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, look, I'm very fortunate and very grateful that, one is I have any members. Two is I have any people that are even willing to go beyond that. And even viewers that, they got their own thing. I'm grateful. And I'm look, I put the work into the channel as best I can for me. But also you still need grace. You still need people to support you. But ultimately, like I said, guys, I am sharing what I believe are some things that may spark your best life. I do not believe everything I say you should do, because you have your own life. You have your own way to live. And that's why I'm always cautious. I never give specific investment advice. I do specifically say get a vasectomy, but everyone has their own choice. Okay. And it's just like everyone's got to live their life. And right now, YouTube's part of my life, and I'm grateful for it. I really am. Hal, that's super facts, Coconuts. Now, you guys are great, man. And I hope your dreams come true. Look, I hope Coconuts is sitting in Florida next year. Now, I did see today a news report that the CEO of Mandora, whatever, the pharmaceutical company, one of them that did the vaccine, he says coronavirus never going away. Even with the vaccine, he says never going away. There's 2 variants now. But I say, hey, look, guys, as long as you can work remote, as long as Biden's giving stimulus, fuck it. What's the downside? I mean, it's, and in Florida, everything's open. They're going to open more stuff. What I can tell you is, guys, we're in a new dimension. Okay. We're in a whole new dimension, guys. So enjoy the ride. Coconuts. Biden putting together a 1.9 trillion plan. Yeah, guys. Hey, we need, guys, who's counting trillions anymore, guys? I'm not. So, guys, buy Bitcoin. I don't know what Bitcoin's going to do. I don't know, man. We're in this dimension, guys. But what they do after the Great Depression, they printed money and they did infrastructure spending. Okay. So what they do after, the only reason, what they learned is after the housing crisis, we came out of the housing crisis. You guys know house prices are at a peak right now. Only, only 10, 12 years after the Great Recession. So what they said, I heard an interview today with the Federal Reserve. What they said they really learned from the housing crisis was the stimulus came too late. So what they did right now was, as soon as the coronavirus hit, which in a month, they got stimulus. They pumped it out. They backed the bond market. They sent checks to people, and they're sending. And that kept us out of a recession. We're in inflation. So guys, what's worse? Mass people getting foreclosed on, or no foreclosures? Guys, the government won't even allow you to get foreclosed on. So let's say you're in forbearance, you're getting extra money. Now look, eventually you got to pay all that back, but you may be saying, fuck it. By the time I got paid back, I'm going to be dead. And I say, hey, I hear you. Yeah, guys, we're in a new dimension. Okay. But I'll tell you this, I don't know whether we're in inflation, deflation, Bitcoin, the dollar, the yen, whatever currency, whatever time period, I never want to live with someone else. Now, the only time I'd want to live with someone else is if we have robots, okay, that become like our mates, our caretakers, our lovers. I would possibly live with a robot. Why? I'd rather a robot take care of me than a caretaker. Yeah, that's true. Okay. And I'd rather have companionship with a robot, okay, than a real person. Why? To me, it's less aggravation, less maintenance. That's just me. Okay. To me, the human experience is a little bit overrated. Okay. Now, this is like almost a robotic experience. Now, I think you guys are humans on the other end of this, but I don't know. I could be in a Truman Show. Like, YouTube could put all these people in there. You guys could be robots. I don't know. I could be a robot. You don't know. We're in this virtual world. We're in the fifth dimension. And in the fifth dimension, we look like humans, but I could be like the Terminator. You could be like RoboCop. Guys, we don't really know. So we're in this psychedelic period. We're in a whole nother matrix, guys. And I'm not mad at that. Kathy, I used to have a roommate years ago. Oh, let's hear this. It was so uncomfortable. I totally agree. To live with someone, especially those do not have good hygiene. Well, I hear that. And let's say you want to have bad hygiene. Let's say you want to fart, not wash your pants, and just like have bad hygiene. You can't do that. Now, let's say you're a neat freak. I know two people living together right now. One is super cleanly. The other one's super dirty. It is like Biden having sex with Biden. I mean, Biden having sex with Trump. It's like total opposite. Okay. So that was one of the reasons I believe my parents got divorced. Now, they came from the generation where you're a man, you have a family. You're a woman, you don't get divorced. Yeah, you know the great generation. Oh, yeah, the baby boomers. So they got married. They really didn't know each other, but there was a lot of peer pressure from society. Smoke this cigarette, drink this alcohol, have kids, be a man. Guys, have sex with a robot, don't have kids. So they got married. Okay, they had kids. But what they realized once they started living with each other, my father was an extreme, he's a neat freak. Everything has to be neat. He's an OCD freak. And he's very particular about his weight, very structured. My mom, she's very overweight and she's like a slob. And it was like Clash of the Titans. Okay. Thank God they got divorced. And if I had to choose, I'd rather live with my mom than my father. Because who wants to live like around someone like everything's got to be particular? But I don't want to live with my mom or my father. Why? I want to live alone. I'm an adult. Now, if I'm destitute, or if there's a national emergency and, you know, the coronavirus is taking over, I go up to see my mom. But I come back down to Florida. Why? Because, guys, there's going to be a variant for the rest of our lives. Coronavirus never leaving. Okay? And what I can tell you is this, guys. The only time I'll let a human live with me again is if my mom really did get sick and she was elderly and she couldn't live by herself. Obviously, I will get a place she can come live with me, but it'd be in Florida. And that's how I would do it. That'd be the only time. I'm sorry, Kathy, I got all upset. I didn't see your comment. Let me finish reading. She goes, it was so uncomfortable for her to live with someone else, especially those who don't have good hygiene. She goes, I can never fully relax. Yeah, I agree with this. Living with others. I agree with that 100%. Like hell. Kathy totally gets the comment. When you don't feel comfortable in your home, guys, it's a disaster. It's a disaster. And that's why I don't like renting. Because for me, I just feel like I'm in someone else's home. Airbnb is good if you're in an emergency like ESP trying to get through the winter in Alaska, or if you get sick on the road, that's great. But for me, I'd rather be a nomad, or I'd rather buy my own place. But either way, I don't want to live with anyone else. Coconuts, you give me inspiration to better myself and to make more money. Well, brother, I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for you. But like I say, I don't expect nothing of you. Okay, so I know you've been like Elon Musk to me. But just like Elon Musk, if 2007 comes and Tesla goes bankrupt, I understand you can only do what you can do. Okay. Because you're going to need the Obama bailout. When Obama bailed out Tesla, that's the only reason Tesla's still alive. Remember that. So, remember Mitt Romney was like, Obama bailed out Slurindra, the solar company bailed out Tesla. Remember Romney was saying like all the bad companies that Obama bailed out? One of them was Tesla. If you own Tesla stock and you're a Republican, you better call Barack Obama and thank him because he bailed him out. It's true. It's true. Look it up. So, what I can tell you is this, guys. You say, how are you going to grow your channel? If you keep talking about politics, well, you guys, look, it's working so far. Now, can it stop tomorrow? Yeah. Guys, the thumbs up, thumbs down don't matter. The views don't even matter. Okay. Guys, the only thing that matters is the revenue. Ask Elon Musk. Ask him what matters. Guys, stock price. Now, he produces quality stuff, but it's also subsidized. That's true. And guys, if Elon Musk needed to get subsidized to become the richest man in the world, what do you think a YouTuber has to do? A YouTuber can never make even a side hustle on views and advertisements. He makes it on subsidies through super chats and memberships, just like Elon Musk. Just like Donald Trump when he went in the 1990s and begged the government to give subsidies for builders. Guys, the only way to get ahead is to get subsidies. However, you still got to produce a product. You still got to show up. You still got to work. But if you don't work, Biden's going to give you $1,400 one time, $400 a month federal unemployment insurance until September, no evictions, $15 minimum wage. And what I can tell you is, guys, we're in another dimension. Comments. Tesla's going to 1,400. Hey, man. Thank you, Barack Obama. Thank you. Yes. I don't think I did. Guys, I don't even have Tesla stock. It's true. Oh, guys, I tell you. Thank God I live by myself in this car. That's all I can do. You guys are with me right now, but Coconuts, are you thinking about buying an RV? I am. But I can't. I was really thinking about that Class C that was 19 foot long. I'm still thinking about it. But the negative is I would not want to drive that 24/7, 365. The other negative is I wouldn't be able to DoorDash if I needed to. The third thing is I'm not going to be able to stealth park in a Class C. So a Class B, there's none on the market right now that are reasonable in my opinion. A travel trailer is an option. But if I get a travel trailer, do I just want to buy the RV lot and get it over with? That's my ultimate dilemma. So when in doubt, I just stay in my Jeep Renegade. I'm still looking at a Prius. Also, it's on the table that I don't get a home base. I don't get an RV. I trade in the Renegade. I get probably about $5,000 for this Renegade. It got 200,000 miles on it. And I get a Prius Prime, plug-in, fake Tesla. I may get it. We'll see. I don't know. Coconuts. I read it. Oh, coconuts. Are you going to get one with a shower and a bathroom? Good question. An RV is only considered fully self-contained if it has a bathroom with a shower, a kitchenette, and a sleeping quarters. Because technically, if the RV is your primary residence, you can write off the interest on a loan if you got one, only if it's self-contained. And only if an RV is self-contained can you bring them to some of these communities that sell RV lots. They don't allow you to bring like a pop-up camper. You can only bring like pop-up campers to some of the like campgrounds, not to the RV lot communities. So if I get whether travel trailer, Class B, Class C, yes, it will be fully self-contained for those reasons. But even if I get a fully self-contained one, I'll probably never use the shower or the bathroom. Why? I'd rather use the campgrounds, let them have the hot water, let them clean the shower. And the same thing if I buy an RV lot. A lot of these RV lots in the community, they have common bathhouses. Now, the only time I would use the bath in my RV is if there was like another lockdown, if I got sick and I didn't want to leave my RV. You know, I just have commitment phobia. Like every day, there's a period of the day where I think about, all right, what do I want to do? Do I want to buy if I get an RV lot, it's a no-brainer I get a travel trailer. Because there's no way I'm going to get an RV lot, then I get a Class C. It's like, it's too much cost, and I don't want to motor in something that's going to sit for most of the year. I'm only going to leave Florida at the end of August till probably October, so for about 2 months. So if I'm going to be in Florida for 10 months out of the year, it doesn't really make sense to get a motorhome. It makes more sense to get a travel trailer with an RV lot. However, in Florida, unlike New Jersey, because of the good weather and the climate, just like California, I could be a nomad and not have a home base. I see them every day. There's people in their custom vans. There's people in their RVs. And there's some people, I don't really see too many people living in their car. There are some, no doubt. But I see a lot of van dwellers. I see a lot of RVers at these public beach parks. And they don't have home bases. They don't even stay at campgrounds. They just move around. But that wears on you. So, but I could do that. I mean, I could do that probably for 20 more years if I want to. So, I don't know. I do feel like in 2021, will I finally make a decision? Like I said, guys, for 4 years. Now, for the first 2 years of my nomad life, I wasn't going to buy anything because for the first 2 years, I still had to live in New Jersey before I could get a transfer. And then last year, in 2019, I almost came close to buying something. And then in 2020, the coronavirus hit and everything changed. So, do I regret not buying any of the home bases I looked at? No. And that scares me because now I look at some of the home bases I came this close to buying and I'm glad I didn't buy them because I found something else I like. See, guys, I'm like a single guy that as soon as I see something better, goodbye. You know what I mean? It's like, so I don't know if I should ever commit to anything because like now I'm looking at a couple things, but I say to myself, in 5 years, will I like something different? Probably. The average person only keeps the same RV 3 to 5 years. The average person only keeps their house about 10 to 12 years. So it doesn't mean you shouldn't buy, but it just makes me think. And that's why I always say to myself, well, if I can get through another day without committing to anything, I've got through that day. And if I can get through one day, I can get through 2 days. If I get through 2 days, I get through 2 weeks. Then before you know it, I'm into my 60s. And what Biden said, he wants to start Social Security at the age of 60. Shout out to the working class. Biden says at the age of 60, you can start collecting Social Security if he passes the law. We'll see. So what I can tell you is this, guys. If I get into my 60s and I'm able to build up enough credits on my Social Security, I got investments, then it's like, it's just all gravy on the top. I'm 40. I'll be 41 this year. So I'm like kind of in this middle ground where I could still get laid off and I could probably get another job, but I don't know how that will work with the dynamics on where, you know, whether I can be remote right away or what. There's more remote jobs than ever. But usually the work, you know, I don't know if I'd be able to do this. I'm just scared a little bit about that. And I'm not close enough to retirement to pull that trigger. So I could do the DoorDash, I could do the YouTube, but if I didn't have a main job, I wouldn't be building up my retirement. I wouldn't have health care, and I would have to get another main job. So I thank God that I got the side hustles because I would never be destitute, but I would never be able to get ahead without a main job, at least at this point. So again, if I was 58 and I got laid off, I may not get a main job again because I'm closer to retirement, I'm closer to Medicare, and I'd probably have more saved up, hopefully, God willing. But at 40, I'm not that close. So it's like age determines a lot with regards to your planning, your strategies. Now, whether I'm 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, I want to live alone. Now, if I have to live in assisted living, I'd rather have be in a travel trailer outside and let the nurse come in my thing. I don't want to be in like a shared environment. So, look, we'll see how it plays out. But the only person I would ever live with would be a robot, or if my mom got sick and she needed someone to live with, she'd come live with me. I'll get a place, but it's going to be in Florida. Okay. So, but I did think about coconuts to Class C. Well, I said, man, if I got that Class C, I could probably go get my mom, bring her down here for a few weeks, and then bring her back up. Because I know she's not probably going to come down here long term. So, but at least I'll let her see everything and maybe think about it. But she's got her own issues right now, coconuts. And I got my own life. Look, guys, as you become adults, and even my mom, everyone wants their independence. And that's why you work. That's the sales pitch for working. Now, look, if you don't have to work and you can collect the Biden plan, I'm not mad at you. I learned a long time ago, if someone else isn't working, that means there's more jobs. That means there's more opportunity. So I never begrudge anyone for not working. And if you can make out good collecting, and I don't know your age, I don't know your circumstance, do you? Now, if you're young or middle age, I always tell you guys, try to get another job as soon as you can because you want to build up in all your stuff. We don't know what the future is going to hold. But look, everyone's got their own circumstance. I'm not counting anyone else's money. I'm counting my own money. I'm counting my super chats up to $110 tonight. I made more than someone with 1 million views. Well, a million views will get you about $1,000 to $3,000. That's how much AdSense. So the average live feed for most people probably gets somewhere between 1,000 to 5,000 views. Guys, what was that, $10? So what I can tell you is this, guys. Without the Federal Reserve, the economy is basically back to the Stone Ages. And without the super chats and supplemental memberships, guys, YouTube is for the destitute. It's true. Hate to say it. So I share with you guys every night, and I appreciate you. And you don't owe me anything. Always secure your own bag, your own health, and never be mad at someone else. Never plan your life around someone else. Part of my challenge, look, we're not going to do everything great. We're going to have some bad days, but keep showing up. Guys, I had a bad day today. Thank God I showed up like I do every day. I show up on good days, bad days. Because what I can tell you is, guys, I'm going to sleep a little bit better tonight. Why? Hey, guys, I'm very grateful. And I hope my message, again, part of my message is just be as independent as possible based on your individual circumstance. But if you like to live with other people, I'm not mad at you. Why? Because more space for me. Charles Ilson, $1.99 super chat. Hydration break, my brother. Well, damn it, man. I appreciate that. Let's take a hydration break. Shout out to Charles. Shout out to Coconuts and shout out to Child of Sea. Coconuts, Kathy, Hal, Charles. Everyone's in the building tonight. Thank you, Charles. I get so worked up. I got to get it all out. Like in the church, they used to say something like, take your time, take your time. I said, I got it. Yep. I get all worked up. I don't know, guys. But overall, I would say I'm very thankful. Why? Because I am in Florida. That's where I want to live. I would guess overall, I'm kind of living my dream. There's not much other than being totally financially independent that I really want to do. Now, I still have regrets. I still have things that haunt me as far as I wish I never had a fallout with anyone. I wish, I always did everything right. I think as you get older, like Jay-Z said, you got to learn to live with regrets. Just life. What was that rock group that said, if I could turn back time, if I can find a way. Who sung that song? But you can't. All you can do is go forward. Life is meant to be lived forward. And in my opinion, life is meant to be lived alone. Okay. And if you want companionship, get a robot. Okay. If you want to talk to someone else, go on a live feed. Okay. And unless you're nasty, then you get blocked. Go to someone else's, not mine. Yeah. Damn it. I'll tell you, this is my channel, my rules. I ain't mad at that. Damn it, I love it. So guys, look, I like the virtual life. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what I would do if I was brought up in like 1930, 1890. Imagine me on the farm, like doing shit, couldn't talk. I'd be upset. Thank God for 2021. Thank God for all-night gas stations. Thank God for the nomad life. Thank God for my members. Thank God for COVID. Thank God for everyone. Because what I could tell you guys, if we were around 100 or 200 years ago, I want you to think about that. If you had a bad day, think about if you woke up and it was 1921, or if it was 1821. Oh, God. Think about that. Think about that. I'll tell you, I thank God for 2021. Kathy, I love freedom. Oh, yeah. Kathy, you're a woman. I think you're a woman based on your tag name. If you were around in 1921 or 1821, you couldn't even speak to me. Why? Because men were running shit. Women had barely any rights, if at all. Couldn't even vote, couldn't do anything. So, guys, this was just 100 years ago. Okay? So, Kathy couldn't even be on my live feed. Isn't that crazy? The Bible said women shouldn't speak at the same time as men. Guys, I think the Bible was used to control people. Oppress women and oppress slaves. I do. I think it was also given, and it's also been a blessing in my life. I acknowledge it. I don't deny it. But anything of power can be used for the good or bad. And what I can tell you is you have to learn to disagree with some things in the Bible while saying that some things change your life. The Bible, guys, the Bible was just a live feed that was written down. The Bible was just a live feed that was written down. That's all it was. Guys, if we were in what Jesus, the last day Jesus was around was 2021 years ago. So if we went back 2,100 years ago, would Jesus be given a mount on the sermon? Or would he be going live every night on YouTube? I think he would be going live. Okay? So why? Because then Jesus could have reached everyone throughout the world. So you know the pastors, they said, look, why do I need a jet? I got to preach the message around the world. They said that. I heard them say it. So, guys, I don't need a jet. Okay. I don't even want a jet. I don't even want a house, really. Okay. All I want is to retire early, live by myself, stay healthy. I want to try to make a positive difference while still having my space. And I'm just trying to get through life as best I can. Because like Kathy, she said, I love freedom, and she doesn't mind being alone. And I say 100 emoji. I say 100 emoji. And am I mad at people who want to be with others? No, guys, I'm not mad at anyone. Okay. These live feeds are me just expressing myself. And from experience, the most miserable I've been is with other people. Now, does that mean that every day I'm alone is a good day? No. Again, today was a little bit of a bad day. Again, not in the big scheme of things, but it was a down day. Okay. Now, it ended on a great positive note. But above all else, I'm living by myself. And for me, that's living part of my dream. Because a lot of people that watch my live feed, they're living with other people. They got to put their earbuds in. They got to go in the basement. They got to go in the bathroom. Because you damn sure can't let, your spouse hear me talk crazy. They go, is he talking about me? What did he say about vasectomy? And what I can tell you is this, guys. I like being alone. Okay. I like connecting online. I like to be pleasant with people I meet in public. But just like a disposable paper plate, I like to use it and throw it out. It's true. Not people, but I like to be able to walk away from things. Okay. So I'm honest. I'm not going to get in a relationship. I'm not going to live with someone. And then you can feel when someone's unhappy. So you say to yourself, well, that's not right. You should be. But people, if you live with someone and you're not happy, other people sense that and that makes them upset. So to me, it's only responsible if you know that that's who you are. That's who I am, guys. Why would you put yourself in a position where you couldn't just walk away? I love paper plates because, guys, if it drops on the floor, I just walk away. Like if you have a glass, if you have like real silverware, a ceramic plate, if it crashes, it's like, oh my God. I remember, here's a pro tip for all you grandmas out there. I remember I dropped a dish, okay, at my grandma's house. That was my father's mother. My father was very particular. And my grandma said, and I was very scared when I dropped the dish. I said, oh, I'm sorry. And grandma was like, she was old. She was close to death. She said, Sam, don't worry about it. It's just a dish. Don't worry. Okay. But I know that my father, when he got divorced, he couldn't live with even my grandmother. Why? Because, guys, two people can't live together. You can't. If you get a divorce and you got to go live with your parents, get the hell out of there as soon as you can. That's true. Like I always say, I think the happiest, in one sense, that I've seen my father is when he was living by himself in a rented studio apartment. And again, this applies to women, men of this mindset. Doesn't mean it applies to everyone, but to me, it's just how life is for me. Coconuts. What made you change from spending money to being so namaste? That's a great question. Because at one time, I was very opulent. I had luxury cars. I had Versace clothes, jewelry. Oh, I was killing it. But I think part of it was when you're young, you have to experience that. Then I think once you experience something, you decide if you like it. And I did like it, but then it also came to a point where I really didn't want to impress people anymore because that was part of it, immaturity. And once you accomplish something, it's like, well, the allure of accomplishing it is gone. Now do I like it? Like if you chase someone to have sex with them and then once you have sex with them, if you don't like it, it's like the hunt is gone. So I did it and I got to a mature point in my late 20s where I wasn't trying to impress anyone else anymore. And I wanted something to show for all my hard work because I always worked ever since I was young. And I was like, man, I got all this stuff, but I'm really not that happy. I really don't want to hang out anymore. I don't want to be in clubs. Because when you have nice stuff, guys, you got to socialize. You got to invite people over. You got to go out. And once you get older, there's a season of life for it. But once you get older, you're like, for me, I was like, I don't want to be around people. I'm done. Now, I did backslide. When I got into my early 30s, I lost a lot of weight. I met this hot Asian girl. And then I traded in my Jeep at that time, and I ended up renting or leasing a Range Rover. And that was a backslide. So sometimes you take 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But what I can tell you here, I'm sitting here at 40 years old. I do not regret buying luxury cars and buying a house when I was young. Okay? Because it got me out of the house, got me living by myself, and it got me to experience great things. I thank God I never had kids, and I never went to the point of arm return. Thank God I kept working. Now, it took me 10 years to get out of debt. Guys, I just got out of debt last year. So, as a 40-year-old man, I really don't own shit other than my car and a bag of clothes. But I don't have any debt. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. And I say to myself, well, hey, this ain't that bad. I'm pretty much liking it. So that's a great question. Coconuts, you're on fire tonight with the questions, man. How? Range Rover. My man was killing it. Yeah. Now, I didn't have the 4.6 like Jay-Z. I know he very much bashed the 4.0. Now, the 4.0, they don't even make them anymore. And what I can tell you is, had some good times. Coconuts, if someone gave you a Rolex, would you wear it or sell it? I already had one. I gave some of them away. I gave some of my jewelry away, got rid of it. So, I wouldn't, if I got a Rolex right now, I wouldn't wear it. One is jewelry's over anyway. Not too many people really wear jewelry anymore, even people are very wealthy. Like that whole opulence, that look was like 10, 20 years ago. So I had a flooded out Rolex, which means a lot of diamonds, okay, lot, okay. And it's very shiny, okay. So what I can tell you is this, guys. I mean, now, guys, I look like a Walmart bum. However, guys, it's good. So if someone gave me a Rolex watch flooded out in the bezel and around the band, okay, and they gave me a luxury car and they gave me a mansion, I would not want it. I would liquidate it. I may buy a home base, but I've kind of decided. Guys, I went into another dimension. Like my man Eternally, he said last night, he said, Sam, you're pronouncing my name wrong, and everyone's going to find the wrong channel. I don't know how to say his name, Internally Inspired. It's Eternally, Internally Inspired. Okay. He always talks, I love this guy. He's a good guy. I support him. I love you. He offered me a lot. He's a good guy. But he always talks about like there may be this other dimension, the 5th dimension. I don't know. And he talks about like reincarnation, coming back as like a squirrel or a gas attendant. I want to come back as the head of the Federal Reserve if I come back. We're going to have a new plan, guys. The whole new plan. But I went into another dimension, Coconuts. The dimension was middle age. The dimension was half my life is over. The dimension was I never want to live through another winter again. The dimension was if I get laid off, I never want to stress. The dimension was I don't want to be married. The dimension was I don't want to raise kids, and I damn sure don't want to raise your kids. The dimension was I want to live a free life. The 5th dimension. Now, am I always free? Guys, no. Guys, I got to deal with society. I got to deal with the ups and downs of life. I'm still human. But I'm doing the best I can. And I'm pretty happy. I'll say overall, I'm happier than 9 to 10 psychopaths online. That's true. And they're never going to leave a comment and get away with it. Nope, I'm going to block them. I tell you guys, I don't care if I got 50 people on live chat or 5. Why? Guys, look, views don't matter. And even if they matter, the whole point of me with YouTube and sharing this, guys, because if it was all a gimmick, guys, I know how to play the game. I know how to be like whatever you want me to be. Guys, I'm a stripper. A stripper knows how to be who you want them to be. Like, have you ever dated a stripper or have you ever been with an escort? Like, who do you want me to be? Guys, I could play the game. I could dress up. Some of you guys want me to dress up. I'm not going to dress. Fuck you. Okay. So the whole point of these life feeds is not for me to milk the cow. I'm not trying to milk everything out. I don't act like I see some people in life feed, oh, I'm destitute, my transmission dropped. Oh, I'm destitute. Come on, man. And so I see some of these girls out there, they hustling the boobs. They make the ugly guys, man. It's all fantasy. Okay? I tell you guys straight up, no meet and greets. Okay? No giveaways. Okay? No bullshit. Okay? Because I tell you right now, if the subscribers go down to zero, if the super chats dry up like the Arizona desert, I shut down YouTube, I move on with my life. Now, if YouTube gets popping, it's cherry on the top. It's the Biden plan on the top. Okay? It's the extra stimulus. Because for me, that's the only way I can be my fully creative self. If not, I might as well live with you. Okay, you might as well tell me you want me to wear an ugly sweater at Christmas. You might as well tell me you want me to clean up after myself. I say, hell no. Hell no. Hell to no. I'm telling you tonight. I'm telling you tonight. God bless you. Thank you, Coconut. Yeah, laughing. Kathy, I remember someone once said, we buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like. Now, I believe Dave Ramsey said that. He changed my life. But he also filed bankruptcy and then never supported federal bailouts for college loan debt. But with the Biden plan, you may get that. So, Kathy, you are right. I appreciate you, Hal. I appreciate you, Coconuts. You're the Federal Reserve of YouTube, man. I appreciate you, but I don't expect low interest rates forever. So, but why it lasts, praise the Lord. All right, and Charles, man, thank you very much. Child of the Sea, I don't forget you, man. Thank you. Kathy, Hal, and everyone who watched in the background, you know what it is. I hope my videos help and spark something in you. Because what I can tell you guys, doing the best I can. And peace.